So the importance of reviews is that online reviews influence customer trust and search rankings, but the best practices is that you want to encourage those satisfied customers to leave positive reviews, and you want to respond to reviews to show engagement and build trust. But like I said in an earlier video, it's okay if people aren't leaving 5-star reviews all the time, as long as you are showcasing that you are communicating with these people, whether they be 4 stars or even a 1-star review. You want to say thank you for the people that gave you a good review, but for the people that didn't, you want to kind of communicate and kind of see where that disconnect happened, because a lot of times you can make it right and get that review to either be erased or to be changed, because people do have the ability to change those reviews. But also, you don't want to be shady whenever it comes to getting reviews. You don't want to, like a lot of doctors' offices, they're like, I'll give you 20% off, blah, 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 if you can get me like X amount of reviews, and kind of use that like as a referral network for reviews. But that's not authentic. And Google is starting to kind of see that, because if a doctor's office is getting 30 reviews in a day, the likelihood of that happening is not very good, unless it's like a hospital, which most of that would be like a bad review, I'm sure. But, Google, their AI filters can kind of pick up on that stuff and just kind of see that spammy things are happening. And so when spammy things are happening on your local business profile, they can actually just completely suspend you, or they can give you negative ranking factors. So they can kind of put strikes against your account, which make you appear less in those search filters. And so when it comes to having clients leave you reviews, though, you want to kind of encourage them to kind of be as specific as possible. Like you can see over here, where this person said she did my IPL and Botox treatment and I could not be happier with the results. The thing is like this was for a plastic surgeon, and Botox is one of those things that she focused on because it really brought up her sales on top of her other surgeries that she offered. And so this helped bring up her Botox clients inside of Newport Beach. And also, the fact that, if somebody takes extra time out of their day, to kind of make sure that you thoroughly understand, you want to notate that in review, because you really want to showcase to other people in your community that this is the person that they would want to see for that provided service. If it was like a real estate agent, I would kind of say, this person went above and beyond for my closing. I wanted it to be closed within X amount of days, and she worked with me and the buyer on getting that closing date finished. And, I didn't have to refill out my paperwork 17 times, because you would be surprised at how many times that happens in the real estate industry. But just little simple things like that, everybody is very quick to leave a bad review for a place. But if we all just kind of took 1 minute out of our day to review a local business, we could actually be doing great strides to helping that business in the future. And so with that, we're not just building trust, we're also building up those community connections. And another way that you can also encourage engagement on your Google business profile or your social media profiles would be to encourage people to ask questions, because Google could likely pull out those questions for a featured snippet or something like that. So that way your website could show up for those questions too, or even just your local business profile. You would be the recommended person for that service, because you're already addressing the questions that they have directly from your Google My Business profile. But also the same thing in those reviews, if somebody had a bad experience and, maybe there's some sort of miscommunication, but somebody says this was terrible, and you reach out and you're like, oh no, I'm so sorry, please tell me more about it. And they tell you exactly what happened, and then you could explain the miscommunication, you can offer to make it right. And then there you go. That bad review turned into communication, which in turn could be collaboration, which kind of, turns it into a repeat customer down the road. You want to kind of use these reviews to get more reviews, but another way to also use these reviews would be to showcase them on your social media profiles, not just by collecting reviews, but also like just creating a social media graphic that has that review, because that's going to build that trust factor up with your online community as well. You want to just kind of showcase how awesome you and your business are in as many ways as possible without it seeming too disingenuous. I would always recommend having a review strategy. There's a couple of different ways that you can go about it. So I do have a blog post on how to get reviews for your business online. And so we'll see. So like, is it hard to get reviews? No. How do I send them the link? Why are reviews important? What do I tell them in the email? Is there a way to automate them? Because there are a bunch of different softwares, like Bird Eye is one that we used to use, and where they sent it automatically out of your POS software. And if you're a physician, this is the easiest way to do it. It connects directly with your EMR. And so as soon as that patient leaves, it would send a text message and then an email, and it would kind of try to get them as fast as possible after leaving the appointment. But also you could set like for the next day to do it again, the third day to do it again, and then maybe wait a day or two and then to ask again, and then like a month later if they hadn't done it. Like, that's the easiest way to automate reviews. But what we have found that in the healthcare industry is that like you don't really want to do that, because it can be so hit or miss with those patients, and kind of depending on that experience. So I'm going to show you right now, like this is an example of a Google review request. We have a Google review template right here too. But also if you go here, if you go to your Google business profile, you can just go right here to click ask for a review, and it will give you, if you want email, WhatsApp, Facebook, you just click this link right here, or Google has its own QR code ready to go, but you would just kind of click that link right here. And then you could paste it, like copy and paste this message right here, or click this review template and with your little link in there, or you can just send that link out as a text message and be like, hey, thank you so much for using my services today. It would mean the world to me if you could leave a review. And you just kind of send that little quick Google review request. You could do the same thing for Facebook, but it's a lot easier if you send that Google review request to be able to get that quick response. And Google reviews will help you more in the long term. And the best part about reviews for your local business is that you can kind of use it as like a competition base. Like if your top competition has 75 reviews, you want to make it your goal by year end to get 100, and just kind of strategize of like, how can I make that happen? Like, are you going to like partner up with people? Are you going to, like just really go above and beyond and try to get those reviews? Like, you can kind of utilize different ways to get those reviews, but you just want to make sure that you're genuine and you're not trying to buy spammy fake reviews, because you'll find a lot of your competitors are doing that. And these profiles are getting found out from Google's AI system. And so reviews are actually getting deleted actively. So with that being said, I know I said a lot about reviews, but they are very important to your SEO. It doesn't take a lot of time to get reviews as long as you're asking for them. But a lot of people just starting out the gate don't know exactly how important reviews are for building up their online authority. Word of mouth goes a long way. If you're in a local community, just that word of mouth of people saying how great you are. Just think about reviews online as that same sort of know, like, and trust factor in the online space, which can in turn just send more customers and more revenue your way. And that's it for part 2. Up in part 3, we're discussing technical SEO and kind of how we can utilize that to bring our business to the next level. And I'll see you in part 3.